Welcome back to another Pokemon Falling Friday, home of the OG weekly market updates, where every Friday morning we go through last week's sales of sealed Pokemon products and Pokemon cards that are currently going down in price. And we do also cover any big Pokemon news that cards are set to get revealed. And since December is over, we are done with the month of giveaways, where we did a giveaway for every single video for all of December. But I did have a ton of fun, so we're going to be doing a ton more giveaways. We're going to be doing a giveaway for every single Throwback Thursday now, so every week. And then, of course, our Sunday videos, which we've been doing giveaways on for over a year now. And then I do have to announce the winner from last week's giveaway, and it is that simple random stuff. So just shoot me an email or hit me up on Instagram. I'll get those cards sent out to you. And we're still going to be doing the question of the day for fun, because I just love doing that, and I love reading your guys' answers, and I'm going to be commenting back to everybody again. So for today's question, what is your favorite Pokemon in Generation 9? And we do have to give a big thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is Metatcg. I did all the research, and I found us the best possible website for you guys to sell your bulk or trade it in for some amazing cards. They got some super rare stuff like the Team Magma's Groudon, Blaze Charizard, First Edition Rockets Mewtwo, but they take Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, and Yu-Gi-Oh! The only rule is the cards do have to be near mint, and it is so easy to fill out the submission form. Just put exactly how many cards you got. They even have a video showing you how to package everything. So definitely check them out. I'll have all the links in the description. Then, of course, if you're going to grade through PSA for your first time, you can click my link in the description and use code BEARD25 to get $25 off, which is basically a free graded card. And the Binder Bound t-shirt and hoodie are almost sold out. All right, let's get into it. We got Mega Evolution Enhanced Booster Box. So make sure you guys check out my next Market Monday. It's going to be the busiest Market Monday we've had in a long time. There was so many boxes and a ton of cards going up in price. So this was at 318. It just keeps slowly falling. Now last sold 230, 249, 225, 218, 190. I mean, that is getting pretty cheap. And Mega Evolution, it's a great set. Next, we have Temporal Forces. This is at 283. Now last sold 255, 265, 260. And no joke, that is it for all of the Scarlet and Violet era, Mega Evolution, and Sword and Shield booster boxes. So, I mean, that kind of says something right there. Next, we got the Evolving Skies ETB. This is the Espeon one, was at 385. Now that's sold 354, 345, 345, 342. So first time we're getting a couple sales in the 340s. Next, we have the Paldea Evolved regular ETB. This is at 156. Now that's sold 128, 125, 111, and 108. Then we have the Prismatic Evolutions Pokemon Center ETB. This is at 404. Now last sold 320, 305, 314. Someone got 10 of them at $322. It's a decent amount of Pokemon Center ETBs. Next, we have the Journey Together Pokemon Center ETB was at 198. Now last sold 140, 159, 135, 129. Next, we have the Stellar Crown Pokemon Center ETB. This is at 190. We got a nice little reprint on the Pokemon Center website. Now last sold 115, 105, 99, 90, 98, 101. That would be the cheapest Pokemon Center ETB available right now. Next, we have the Lost Origin Pokemon Center ETB was at 288. Now last sold 241, 248, 238, 270. But most of the sales are about 235 to 240. Next, the Twilight Masquerade Pokemon Center ETB was at $200. Still slowly falling. Now that's sold 138, 142, 145. Next, we have the Shrouded Fable Pokemon Center ETB. This is at 163. Now that's sold 125, 111, 120, 126. And then we have the Ascended Heroes. We got a sale for the Pokemon Center ETB at $148. That is not too bad. And then we got the regular ETB 76. Another Pokemon Center ETB 186. Regular ETB 123, Pokemon Center ETB 175, 200, 175. And here we got another Pokemon Center ETB for 150. So not terrible for a Pokemon Center ETB that is not out yet. All right, we are jumping to some cards. We got a lot on here. There's a ton of movement, especially in the special illustration rare department the last few days. But we're starting off with illustration rares. We got the Eevee from Twilight Masquerade was at 78. Now that's sold 52, 59, 54. Next, we have the Misty Psyduck. Got all the way up to 75. And it got down to about 41, 42. And now that's sold 43, 48, 43. So kind of bouncing back like $1. Next, we have the Solosis here. This is the same artist who did the Bubble Mew. This card went all the way up to $58, which is just crazy. Now last sold 30, 31, 29. I still feel like that's pretty expensive. Next, we have the Ethan's Typhlosion illustration rare, was at $40. Now last sold 22, 21, and 23. And then we have the Team Rockets Meowth. Looks like this is the cheapest this card has ever been. Now last sold 1870, 17, 19, one sale at 21. Next, we have the Ends Reshiram Journey Together box topper. This was at $45. And now last sold 18, 20, 17, 15. This card just constantly goes up and down, up and down. Next, the Articuno illustration rare was at $25, and it's bouncing back like $1, but last sold 15, 12, 13, 16. Next, we have the Marshadow illustration rare. This thing got all the way up to $93. That is just hilarious. Now last sold $9.99, 11, 17, 14, 10. Next, the Meowth from Phantasmal Flames. This was a $60 card on release. Now last sold 12, 10. We got 8 of them at $14.66, and the rest of the sales are at $12. Next, the Whale Lord from Journey Together. Not doing too well. This is at 18. Now last sold 13, 11, 9, 9, 10. Next, the Pinsir from Twilight Masquerade. This is at $10. Now last sold 8, 6, 9, and 7. Then we got a couple trainers here. We got the Giovanni's Charisma. This was at $36 a year ago, all the way down to about $10, back up to about $16. Now last sold 12, 11, and 9. Next, the Penny from Paldean Fates. This is definitely one of the coolest trainers. It's, got Umbreon on the whole bottom half of the card, and just the way Umbreon is looking up with the ears back, it's pretty adorable. Might be one of the most adorable Umbreon cards we've gotten. So this got up to $29. Now last sold 15, 13, 12. Next, we have the Iron Valiant EX. I feel like no one ever talks about these cards anymore. It's got up to $37 all the way back in March. Then got down to 20, back up to 25, and now last sold 17, 19, 18. So basically the cheapest this card has been the entire last year, which is a great time to pick up some of these cards if you guys need it for your collections or anything like that. Same exact thing with the Roaring Moon EX from Paradox. This was a $63 card. Got down to about $37, back up to $45. Now last sold 33, 35, 32, 31. I mean, this is a super cool card if you look at it, and it looks super nice in person. Next, we have the Ethan's Adventure, another one of my favorite trainers. This was at 62. Now last sold 43, 35, 37, 39. It's at $50 forever. Next, we have the Travagos EX from Prismatic Evolutions. This was at $78. Now last sold 33, 32, 31, 27. And for the better Tropicals from Stellar Crown, I like this one so much more. This is at $85, and this thing has just been slowly falling. Another card I feel like no one ever talks about. All last sold's right around $30 now. Next, we have the Genesect Special Illustration from Black Bolt. Not doing so well. This is at 63. Now last sold 47, 48, 44. But super cool card. I'm happy to see it go down because I do not have the card yet. Next, we have the Iono from Paldea Evolved. This is at $67. Now last sold 44, 47, 55, 46. Next, the Raging Bolt EX from Temporal Forces was a $100 card. Now last sold 61, 60, 59, 55. And here's the other Raging Bolt from Prismatic. This is at 166. Now last sold 59, 60, 55. Not too bad because every single card from Prismatic is super, super tough to pull. Next, we have Charizard from Obsidian Flames was at $126. Now last sold 73.49. That's quite the drop. 74, 75, 83, 62. Next, we have the Venusaur EX from 151. This is at $90. Now last sold 73, 72, 70, 69. Next, we have the Zapdos from 151. This also got up to about $90-something. Now last sold 65, 62, 60, and another sale at 65. Next, the EVEX from Prismatic Evolutions was at $123. Now last sold 105, 110, 109. Next, the Gardevoir EX from Paldean Fates. This got up to $145. Now last sold 103, 111, 115, 99 for moderately played. I don't know why you wouldn't just spend the extra $5 and get a near mint one. You would have a sale at $101. And then we have the Team Rockets Moltres EX. So this was at $165. Then we got the reprint, went down to $112, back up to $125. And now last sold 116, 117, one high sale at 142, but most of the sales are about $115. Next, the Mega Venusaur EX, kind of leveling out now. All last sold is right around 120. So that's pretty much what it was last week also. Next, the Lily's Clefairy from Journey Together. Remember, we're getting another Lily's Clefairy. So this was at 172. Now last sold 100, 101. 102, 125, 132. Next, we have the Mega Lucario EX. This was at $305. Now last sold 155, 156, 166. Pretty much all at 155. Next, we have the Mega Gardevoir from Mega Evolution. Was at $325. Now last sold 180, 171, 173, 160. I do like the Mega Lucario a lot more than the Mega Gardevoir, but Mrs. Beard completely disagrees with that statement, so, it's definitely up to the person. Next, we have the Reshiram from White Flare. So these cards held on for a while. It was at $200 for a good bit. Now that sold 155, 160, 161, 170. Next, we have the Zekrom. Same thing, Zekrom was always worth a little bit more. Was at $245. Now last sold $203, $219, $210, $212. Next, the Charizard EX from Paldean Fates was at $313. Now last sold $200, $205, $212, $199. Not too shabby. Next, Glaceon from Prismatic. This is where we've seen a lot of drops, is in the evolutions. There was a few that didn't really, drop in price too much. It's the same as last week, so I didn't add them like the Jolteon and Flareon and stuff. But Glaceon was at $206. Now last sold $179. 142, 185. Next, the Vaporeon was at $213, hung out around $200 for a while, and now last sold $161 for an off-center copy, $176, $178, $182. Next, the Leafeon EX from Prismatic Evolutions was at $293. Now last sold $253, $252, $239, $230, $225. Next, the Sylveon. So this is the second biggest evolution for the set. Was at $390, and this thing's basically been over $300 the entire time. And then all of a sudden, the last week, now that's sold $305, $303, $288, $316, $290, $287. So the first time we're getting sales below $300, and we can get it shipped from a good seller for $303. And here is the big boy, the Umbreon EX. Look at that line going straight down. So if we check the 1 year for this card, it was at $1,600 when it came out, went all the way down to about $839. That was in the summer. Bubble Mew also dropped. Then it went back up to about $1,200, hung around there for a while, between like $1,050 and $1,200. And now, last sold $500. That's crazy. But we got sales at $900, $950, another one here at $247, $247, $890, $890, $979. So definitely ignore these $247s. And that's going to make the graph go down. It's probably Korean. It just wasn't marked or something. But there's so many low sales here. A ton in the mid 900s. We got even more at $247. We got a couple sales here that were on Christmas at $1,050, but let's see what we can get it shipped for right now from a legit seller. $995. So definitely below $1,000. And like I said, it's been a while. Since the summer, we've seen this card below $1,000. Next, we have the Gold Mega Charizard X. Completely leveled out. Just wanted to give a little update. And make sure you guys check my next Market Monday, like I said earlier, because the SIR is going back up in price. Now that's sold for the Gold Charizard. $333, $325, $340. Most of the sales are about $325. Next, we have the Gold Mega Lucario EX. Still just slowly falling. Now last sold 301, 315, 299, 297, 310. And then we have the Gold Mega Gardevoir. Now last sold 251, 275, 299, 240. And we're going to end it off on some PSA 10 sales of the Mega Charizard. We got a sale at 1900, 1925. We got a raw copy at 625 that says PSA 10 Contender. And another PSA 10 at 1800. Another raw copy at 725. That was on December 31st. So people are paying a lot of money for super clean copies. Another PSA 10 at 1975. So about $1,700 to $1,800 for a PSA 10. And last on the list is the Gold Mega Charizard X in a PSA 10. Last sale, which was December 28th, is $2,850. And then we had a sale December 26th at $2,700. Another sale on December 26th at $2,650. Another one at $2,624. So, I mean, the newest sale is higher than the last couple ones. So if you're trying to sell this card, you know, try to get $2,800 if you can. But you might end up having to take like $2,600 or $2,650. It also had a pretty high raw sale here, $625. It says well centered. So if you guys do have a super, super clean copy, I know this gets made fun of sometimes, and you do not have the time to grade it, and you just need the money ASAP for like an emergency or something like that, and you plan on grading it. If you take really good pictures and put well centered, you can definitely get more money for the card. I've seen it thousands and thousands of times. This one sold here for $850, but that was back on December 20th. But still, definitely more expensive than what it was going for at that time on TCG Player. But all right, that was today's Pokemon Falling Friday. If you guys want to stay ahead of the market and you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. If you guys have any questions specifically for me and you guys want to see them displayed in a video, definitely check out my What If Wednesdays. And if you guys want to learn more about Pokemon, definitely check out my Throwback Thursdays. And then if you guys want to support more, you guys can check out my Instagram, my TikTok, my Facebook, my YouTube membership, PSA link, all that. You guys know what to do. You guys are the best. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you guys want to watch my last Pokemon Throwback Thursday, where we go over the best Magikarps in Pokemon history, and a lot of them are down almost 40-50%, it'd be a pretty decent time to pick them up. Click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.